Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Strange Cloud. I'm doing a VOD review for boondocking from the Nocturne subreddit. You reached out to me as I've offered those on the sub in the past. If you're willing to upload a replay or send me a replay, I would be more than welcome to review it and try and help you get out of bronze, silver, gold, and things like that. Just pulling up the OPGG right here. So this account is bronze 1, 46% win rate, 52% on Nocturne. The game that we're going to be looking at is this one right here. Excuse me. This one right here against Echo Jungle. So first thing, I just want to look at runes and masteries and things like that and see if, and check your build out. So this build, you decide to go a Prowler's Claw build, um, Collector, Ionian Boots, and I'm assuming this was going to be Sterax. So not really sure about your build here. If you are going to go and that's why you take Electrocute here. Everything else looks pretty okay for runes. Before I get back to the build, Electrocute's fine. Cheap Shot's okay, but if you have Prowler's Claw, you might as well go Sudden Impact since you can proc it so much without your ult. Eyeball Collection's fine. Ravenous Hunter is okay. But if your goal here is to go, if you're going like a one-shot type build with lethality, because that's what it looks like outside of building Sterax for defensive, you're gonna want your ult to be up as much as possible. Coop is fine here, and Triumph is fine as well. But I think I'm confused with your build, not only because you're you're going defensive here. If you're choosing to go lethality or like a one shot build, you basically have to stick to it, and it also should be against a team that you have the ability to one shot. And I'm looking at the team here, and we've got Urgot, we've got Echo, we've got Silas, we've got Jin, we've got Nautilus. Outside of Jin, I suppose you aren't gonna one shot anybody on this team, no matter how much lethality you build. However, if you were to do a crit build, you might have better success. But right off the bat, I can just tell you this build is probably not appropriate for this game. Actually, I won't even say probably; it's definitely not appropriate for this game. You'll see me comment a lot about building for the game you're in. So in this case, lethality Nocturne does have a place, and if you're going to go lethality Nocturne, Electrocute is a fine keystone to go, but I don't think it has. I don't think it has any place here. If we look at some of your other games, it looks like you go Prowler's Claw. This one's a little more appropriate. They've got Lux, they've got Twitch, they've got Xerath, Gwen, even to an extent. Um, this one is okay-ish. Do you go any other game? Okay, so you do build. I want you to know something here too. You won like 4 games in a row with the pretty standard build, and then I guess you won games here too. Oh, those were normals though. So your ranked games that you've played, you've won just by going the standard bruiser build. So I would just stick to that because the thing about the bruiser build, and by bruiser I just mean Stridebreaker Sterox, uh, you can literally build it in any game. It is foolproof, absolutely foolproof. I wouldn't advise building Conqueror out of the jungle. If you're laning with Nocturne, you can get away with Conqueror. Jungle with Conqueror is just it's tough. It's just not as good. It's very lackluster. So I would just always stay lethal tempo. You're going last stand, which is fine. Presence of mind is questionable in the jungle. I would just stick to Triumph on that, and then Alacrity and Tenacity can be interchanged depending on their team comp. So yeah, Cheap Shot and Eyeball Collection. That's okay. Um, Honestly, cheap shot or sudden impact, that's personal preference. I go back and forth between both. Sudden impact, I think, is just overall just a little better. But again, it's fine. Eyeball collection is fine too as well. But if I'm in the jungle, I do like Ultimate Hunter because I like to ult as much as I can from the jungle. So those are just my little tidbits about your builds in your other games. Looks like everything else is fine though. Maxing E second. Last Stand. I've noticed some people still take Coup de Grace when they're building the this Drybreaker Steerax. Always take Last Stand. So yeah, everything else looks good. So I would refrain from trying this type of one shot build. It's just not that great. And yeah, so you were building Steerax. It's very questionable. This isn't Prowler's Collector is not enough damage to ever one shot or burst anybody, even in this game, to be honest. So if you're gonna do it, try a crit build, something with Kraken, probably, or if you want to, Immortal Shilvo is fine too as well. I'm kind of coming around to that item. But something with like Kraken and Collector, something like that, IE is pretty good. So let's get into your game though. Now that we've looked at your OPGG, let's get into your game. So again, we're against Urgot, Jungle, Echo, Silas, Jin, and Nautilus. So I won't speak a ton on the build because I went over it. So I've already told you that I feel like you've built incorrectly for this game. Um, and then Blue Smite, it's Blue Smite is okay. I can't think of too many games now that we have like now that we do have items like Prowler's Claw and Stride Breaker, that you actually need this. It's almost like 9.9 times out of 10, always best to just take Red Smite. Pretty much no matter what, for the most part, I would say. Like I said, I can't think of too many times where I feel like I need Stride Breaker and Blue Smite. But that won't cost you a win or a loss in a game. So, so I haven't watched this game at all. I'm just gonna kind of do this off the cuff, best I can. I'm gonna pause. This video may get a little lengthy. It's supposed to be an in-depth review, not anything like that's gonna happen in 10 minutes. So right out the gate though, if I'm you and I'm in this game, I'm trying to think about what are the lanes that I can gank. What are the easiest lanes for me to gank? So middle is really hard for me to gank because we've got Fiora who has no true CC versus a Sylas, and it's a short lane. So unless Sylas is like crazy overextended, probably not gonna focus on that gank too, or excuse me, on that lane too much. Cho'Gath I could focus on probably because he does have some CC. It's not point and click, but there is potential there. So when I gank Cho'Gath lanes, I try and let my Cho'Gaths know, let me fear first, because that ensures that their rupture will go off, right? Their Q. So let me fear first. I always try and tell them that. And it's pretty much a guaranteed kill, even on somebody like an Urgot, especially if you burn his flash early. So I would look there. Bot lane, we've got Nautilus, but you do have a Morgana on your team, so this would be a pretty safe bet to gank to as well. So I wouldn't, top or bottom would be the two lanes I prefer to gank. I probably wouldn't do a whole lot with mid lane. So we'll see what you do, what lanes you focus on, and we'll see where you start. So I already noticed you started with a pink ward here. That's okay. You can get away with it because of the jungle changes and the way that Nocturne's able to clear healthy. But I still think refillable is just too good early for those skirmishes in the river. It can and will win you some scuttle fights. And early, you definitely beat Echo right out the gate at level 3. If you meet in the river at level 3, you can definitely win that match by either by blocking his Q and just avoiding his W. You can spell shield his W, but I mean it's pretty, for the most part, it's pretty easy to just walk away from it. Uh, so it's just best to block either his Q or even his E is fine, honestly. If he E's into you and keeps the fear, then he's pretty boned. He's gonna have to burn a summoner. So yeah, and that'll help you secure that. I know you have one health potion here, but again, just cost efficiency. Like just think about like what is this pink ward gonna get you? I'm curious to where you place this. So actually, let's just get into this. Let's see where you place this, and let's see if it makes sense. Oops, going too fast, right? Okay, so you place your pink ward right here to protect your red, and then you place a ward there. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So defensively, if you're worried about him invading, I don't see anything wrong with that. Again, I still refillable is a good start, but this isn't bad. This isn't a bad thing. Keeping vision is not underrated, despite what some bronze people may tell you. So it looks like you're gonna go pretty standard here. You're starting Q. You're going with your blue. Okay. Gonna try and speed it up a little bit through here. Trying to do both camps at once. One thing I will note that I already saw. I'm not gonna go back, but you just used your spell shield. I'm gonna assume it was an accident. Spell shield only works against dragon, uh, Okay, so you are using it. So it only works against Dragon, Rift Herald, and Baron. So it costs mana. I know you have blue right now, but if this is something you continue to do, you'll just burn through your mana for absolutely no reason. Your W does not work. It doesn't give you attack speed unless you're against epic monsters. So let's see here. I'm not going to speak too much about like kiting camps and stuff like that. First flood or to top lane, that's great. That's something we can all do better. Make sure you're always on your Q trail for sure. I've noticed you stepped off it a couple times already. Here's another thing. I'm just gonna pause it really quick. I don't know how you are. I still do a poor job of this sometimes too. But when I'm jungling and I'm hitting camps and stuff like that, I always like to look at my lane state and see where people are and what's happening. So like bot lane's pushed in, they're pretty low. um, so just be wary of that. What's happening in the lanes? What summoners do people have? Who's low? Who's high? Is my top laner? Does my top laner have potential to get dove here? Because got TP'd back and he's got full HP now. So if you're not doing that, take a look. You just use your F keys. You just hit like F1, F2, F3, F4, and it'll take you right to them. So you can just kind of see how things are going. Fiora's pretty close to being dead. Look where the lane is here. It's in a bad spot for her. So is she going to continue to fight? This will help you, and this will also give you some clues as to where the jungler might go. If Fiora stays and she's overextended, likely she'll go, or the jungler will go there. Same with possibly Cho too. So just keep those things in mind, and then even possibly bot too, right? So especially at this elo, people will ping like crazy. Hey, I'm low. Come gank my lane, even if it's not the best thing to do. So just be wary of that. All right. So let's continue. So it looks like you're doing a full clear here. Again, don't use your W. I'm assuming you do that the entire game. Do not use your W on jungle camps. You're going to look to secure scuttle. Okay, cool. Yeah. So here I'm curious what you decide to do. So we didn't have any vision. We didn't have any vision of Echo to start, and so we do know that he showed blue. Sorry, yeah, to start, but we do know that he showed middle with blue, and he's going to be bot side. So um, there's literally nothing for you to do on the top side of the map. So I'm not sure if this is going to be an invade or not. But you should know when he showed there. If you click tab, you can look at his CS and see how many camps he's done. Right. So you would have seen that he'd done his 3 camps when he showed up here. And he would have 12 CS or 20. I'm actually not sure if he did these first or not, the Raptors first. But we know that he's got to be on the bot side of the map, obviously, because he didn't have red. So unless you're like placing a deep ward, but you can't, obviously, because you have red trinket, there's really no use for you to be here. So this is what I call like junglers that don't know what they're doing in terms of pathing. You're just kind of right clicking around and hoping you run into them, or just praying that you steal a camp. Um, yeah, like you should know these camps won't be up, um, and so now you've wasted like 10 to 15 seconds, and that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it is. And you should be pinging your team that they're going bottom, or that he's bot side, because now that you know his camps are there and or are gone, and bot lane dies, so that's unfortunate. So that's a way that you can help. Hang on, just gotta pause because I don't know what else is about to happen. That's a way that can help your teammates when you got information, even if you made the wrong move by making the invade here. Hey, these camps are down. He's likely going to be bottom. Okay, likely going to bot. He wasn't at this scuttle. That's another indication too, right? He didn't he didn't try and contest the scuttle. He might be bottom. So ping, 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 ping. Even if they don't listen, I understand. Okay, so knowing that, we know that he just ganked bottom. I'm curious to see what you do here. If I'm you, I just go back to farm because there's literally nothing I do. I just make sure that I'd probably just ping the Fiora, let him know that, hey, he may be roaming at mid because the waves is kind of weird spot. But there's literally nothing for you to do right now on the map. So I'm curious what you end up doing here. We'll see. So you get vision of him. Great, perfect, wonderful. So again, things to consider. You've only got Morgana here. Fiora is in no state to help you. And then all three, you got 3 people bought with the jungler and their support and AD carry. Yours isn't base because she just died. So you should just go right back to farming and look to hit 6. That is what I would do here. So I think that's how I'm going to frame it. Like this would be my mindset. So let's see what you end up doing. Okay, so Echo messes with you, no big deal. Why is, oh, okay. I'm gonna back up there just for 2 seconds here. So Echo messes with you for whatever reason. I mean, he has numbers, so I guess he can. No big deal. Uh, and then you walk back in. Not sure what. Like, so I guess my question would be like, what is the purpose of walking back in here? What does this accomplish, right? And then also, use your W to block the Nautilus hook, and then you don't have to bring your flash. But what is this accomplishing here? That right? There's absolutely nothing that can happen. So remember when I told you you wasted like 10 to 15 seconds by invading here when this is just information you should know based on what Echo showed you walking mid that he's clearly finished his camps. It's free information. Now you're wasting another 10, 15, 20 seconds here, and you lost your flash because you walked up here for really no reason. I'm not really sure why. And I don't think it matters. I think what does matter is that you understand that this is incorrect, and you've already taken yourself off the map for 30 seconds in terms of like being able like farming and stuff like that, because you should already have been done with these camps and probably clearing here your Krugs and getting really close to hitting 6 and just outpathing the Echo like crazy, especially since you're sitting on some items and he's not. Okay, all right, so you don't use your W until the very end. You flash, and then you go back to farming camps. Okay. So yeah, just go back to farming camps. No big deal. I would ping mid. Looks like she's getting ganked. I'm just going to focus on... I'm not going to go back and forth on the camera too much. Okay. So I would just keep farming top. Um, I, I guess you could look to invade here because Echo clearly just walked through. And his camps should be up, but it's kind of questionable whether they are or not. So I'm curious if you're just going to go guess and see what happens bottom or not. Notice how Echo's not really pathing either. And it looks like here I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. This is actually better here. Okay, so definitely, and we don't have vision either. So you're walking down here. You look to try. Oh, so you. Okay, again, another. This is more wasted time, right? Well, there's no possible way for you to kill this Nautilus. You stopped his back, cool, but what does that do other than give up your all that does is give up your location on the map, and it also leaves your camps are up, right? And you have no vision. If I'm jungling against you, you don't have topside camps anymore. Now this Echo probably doesn't punish you, is my guess, because again this is bronze elo, so these things aren't being thought about. But you've wasted so much time now. I'm just taking all your camps, and I'm just gonna punish you for it. Fortunately for you, you're still up in CS because the Echo is just kind of wandering around. But this is what I'm talking about when I bring up like stretching your lead through pathing. This is how you do it. My videos that I make and my guidance on that in our guide, like how do I get ahead through pathing? This is how. Being efficient, right? You've already wasted up to a minute now of doing absolutely nothing, right? You checked over here for nothing when you should have known that all these camps were down because he showed mid. You walked and kind of re-engaged over here for nothing, even though there was no position for you to fight. And then you walk down here to stop his back, and that's the best case scenario is you stop his back, right? So you got the best result, and you just punish yourself for it, if that makes sense. So let's see what else you end up doing here. So you're walking through. You decide to sneak a dragon. That's actually not bad. That's honestly not bad because you know that Nautilus is backing. Silas isn't mid anymore. This actually isn't bad. Early Drakes are kind of whatever, but this isn't terrible. At least you get a parting gift, I suppose. So not bad. And then you go back to farming. Okay. Make sure you keep the tether. Make sure you keep the tether on the scuttle crab. Okay, you go do blue. Fiona's pushed up really, really far. I would just be making note of that. Again, don't use your W. I'm assuming you're just going to do it for the whole game. So do 2 camps at once if you can here, just for efficiency. Pull it out and then Q, and then stand on the Q trail and pull them to about right here. Okay, you're now 6. You are skipping a camp. Okay. I would just do this camp because you're close enough to where if Fiona gets dove, look where the lane is. He's gonna kill this minion and the lane's gonna be somewhere around here or so. If Fiona gets dove, or Fiora gets dove, uh, you can walk this way and just ult right in no fear. I wouldn't skip camp again. Efficiency. I understand that you want to protect her, and Morgana is roaming mid. Um, but unless that engage like actually happens, I would just be farming here. And guess what? You can step off of this too. You don't have to complete it. So let's just see what happens here. So you sit mid. You sit mid. Oh, Cho'Gath is coming too. Okay. Ooh. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna slow this down just a bit here. So let's look at a couple things here. So you decide to ult in. Cho'Gath is not there. Morgana has now left. Okay, Morgana has now left. Um, I'm not sure the communication on summoners or whatever, but let's just always assume that they have flash unless told otherwise. Okay. Um, as Nocturne, especially in a short lane like this against somebody like a Sylas, uh, you cannot be the first one to engage. You need them to blow through their spells and hopefully blow through a summoner if they have one before you engage. So in this case, like it would be better to have Cho'Gath try and surprise him, or the Morgana who's now gone. Right, Morgana was up here for a minute, so now she's no longer there. Nocturne's engage is so. Uh, when he's the first one in, he's much better just to follow up because once you've burned everything, now you're in a bad spot, right? But you decide to engage first, and it doesn't work out because you die. It looks like you guys went 1-for-1, but still, you didn't need to, right? And unfortunately, Echo's there too. You miss Q. You take tower aggro. Let's see if you just go 1-for-1. Just going 1-for-1 is not the end of the day. You almost went 2-for-1. Okay, not the end of the world. But again, there was really no reason for you to die, right? But 1-for-1 is not the absolute worst thing that could have happened. Okay, so you're sitting on your serrated dirk. Let's see what you end up doing. Oops. Okay, so you buy boots. Okay, cool. Gonna go top side, clear camps. Yeah, see, yeah, man, you're burning through so much mana by using W, and it doesn't work. You skipped your red to come up here. If your plan... Okay, I'm going to comment on a couple things. If your plan was to go top, just get red first to secure the slow. Back there, you've done this a couple times, and you even did this on Scuttle Crab. I don't know if you know your fear tether quite yet, but you've got to keep it. And you're full HP here. There's really no reason. And then you're Wing way too early. Hang on, you W'd back here, and you're not even engaged yet. But like right here, you're full HP. What are you afraid of? Or maybe you're thinking that he'll jump this way. But even if he does, and you walk diagonally, he'll still, excuse me, he will still be in your tether. This is very important that you don't break this. It almost costs you Cho'Gath's life, and there's really no reason for it, right? Yeah, you break the tether, and then Cho'Gath walks back in and engages, and almost dies for it. Good. If he doesn't have flash, he probably dies. Yeah, that's very lucky. But yeah, if your plan is to walk top after doing one camp, get red though, so you don't have to worry about him running away, because the slow would have been great. Okay, so you're gonna go and do red buff now. Speed some of this up. Looks like your bot lane got a kill. Echo's there again. Okay. Um. All right. So you skipped the camps again because you're coming to defend bottom. I'm assuming you're gonna ult bottom. So now again, I'll ask you the question of why. Morgana is likely dead. If she survives, wonderful. But what are you going to do? Basically 1v3. She has like 10 HP. Yeah, maybe you kill the Nautilus, but there's two full HP champions here. So what is your best case scenario? Your best case scenario is you come down, you ult, you kill Nautilus, and Morgana gets away and you get away. That's the absolute best case scenario. What's the likelihood of it happening? She has no summoners. And all her things and all her spells are on cooldown. Her E is about to come up, I suppose. Or no, no, it's not. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So everything's on cooldown. She has no summoners. There's really no reason for you to come down here. I'm hoping you just back off on this one. But again, you've skipped camps again, and now you're wasting time, right? So I think that's your biggest issue right now is you're wasting a lot of time not getting anything done. When somebody's dead, just let them die. I know everybody wants to be the hero and they want to be a good teammate and stuff like that. But in this scenario, you have to see like what's the best thing that can happen for me here? Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Now again, you're still crushing this guy in CS because this guy is just walking around ganking, which I mean in bronze can work. But if you were pathing efficiently and doing what you're supposed to be, I promise you, if I was in this game, playing against this Echo, I would be level 9 right now to his level 7 because I wouldn't have skipped these camps. I would have possibly taken some of his too as well. I would have known that he was that there's no way these camps would have been up and things like that. Okay, I'm not saying that like is an insult or anything. I'm just giving you kind of guidance, like giving you the bigger picture here. Like even though he's 3-1, you'd be 2 levels up on him. I promise you. So I'm hoping you turn around here. Let's see what happens. Oops, I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit. Okay, so you do ult in, like I said. So you do get a kill. Does Morgana survive? You both survive. Okay, so that was the best case scenario, but oh, never mind. She ended up dying. Yikes. Okay, so your best case scenario almost happened. However, you had to burn through your flash, which again, that's just definitely not worth it, right? But it ended up being the worst part, right? Morgana ended up dying. Okay, so we know that they may be looking for Drake. Nice. Stay on your Q trail. It'll help you clear faster. Gives you AD. Okay. Okay. This nice. You're gonna block that. Okay, this is incredibly risky. You only see one person on the map. You have no idea if this is warded or not. Uh, your uh, your your red trinket is down. You have no idea if this is warded or not. They just left. You know the echo is around here somewhere. It looks like Jin, I mean, could be posturing up. I'm not sure, but we have no vision of their mid laner, their jungler, or their support. This is incredibly dangerous, and I would be. I mean, I know it's bronze, so maybe you don't get punished for it, but I will tell you, you will get punished for this. The higher you climb by just trying to sneak Drake with no vision and no information of where anybody is. Um, let's see. And there it is. And you were punished, right? You have no vision. And if we look at their vision, oh look, you were standing right on a ward, right? Okay, you were right on top of a ward, so they knew the whole time. And here's the thing. Another thing to consider too. You've got your teammates. It's okay to sacrifice this Drake too because your teammates are securing this as well. If I were you, I would just walk towards this in case they need help because you have more numbers there. Um, uh, but you're outnumbered. You don't have MF, right? You just got the Morgana who's at the turret, and you don't have your mid laner for sure, right? And your Cho'Gath doesn't have TP. There's no reason for you to try and solo this, okay? So I'm not to be mean, but I'm kind of glad they punished you for it. So I hope you like kind of learn your lesson there. Don't just try and grab Drake and assume that it's unwarded because it's bronze and stuff like that. That just gets you into bad habits, right? If you just assume, hey, we're in bronze, nobody wards, okay. So now you're gonna walk down and do you're skipping a camp. Okay, you're skipping your blue. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what you're doing here. Okay, so again, this is just a theme, which is good. I'm able to recognize this. So again, I hope I'm not like being too harsh or anything like that, but I'm recognizing kind of some of your issues. I'm telling you right now, again, you would be 2 levels up right now if you weren't skipping your camps. I'm guessing you're gonna walk behind and gank them, but again, why? What do you have your ult up, right? Your ultimate is up. You can do blue and just walk down if your plan is to gank. Nautilus just TP'd bottom for whatever reason. I'm not sure why the support has TP, but it's neither here nor there. But you're just walking in. I don't know if you were looking to actually invade or what the deal is. Uh, but there's no reason for you to skip camps. Okay. Uh, And again, think what's your best case scenario here. So look at the scores of your bot lane. 2, 5, 2 and 2, 3 and 2, 1 and 2. Who's stronger here right now? Okay, who's stronger? Jin has heal. Flash will be up. Misfortune will have heal soon. Um, do you guys want? I guess you guys are a level up. Um, but this is the lane that I probably wouldn't spend too much time in. Again, you've been top the one time, which has been great. But look how like in this situation, I probably would focus a lot of my attention on top. Mid hasn't died or anything, which is great, but still hard to gank. But top is rolling, and they have Rift Herald. I would try and put this guy further behind, even though he can solo him. But I would just apply a lot of pressure to top lane, bust it open, and then you guys can look to go bot. Because I'm not even sure if you guys win this. If you get 2v3, I'm not even sure if you guys win this. You have to be pretty coordinated to pull these off. But we'll see what happens. I'm curious why you walked all the way around behind when you had ult. So you jumped the wall. Okay, so okay. Um, so you're in position here. I'm not sure if I would ult because Jin's walking right to you, right? I would just save it in case he's out of flash or anything. Misfortune's not in the best position here, but let's see if this works out. So you ult in. You Q nothing. I mean, excuse me, you W nothing. Okay, so you do get the kill there. You get a double kill here. Okay, so you do get a double kill. I mean, that's good. And then you're gonna look to try and do this. This is a mistake. Not sure why you're here. Oh, he just walks off. Okay. Wow, you got lucky. He could have easily killed you. All right. So you got lucky that worked out, and they got out of position. However, again, you will be punished pretty heavily in higher elos by doing that. So just because you got lucky, don't consider it a good play because this won't work. This won't work in many other games. Okay. Uh, you skipped all those camps, and you're basically think of it this way: you're basically gambling. You're putting all your eggs in a basket. Like, man, I hope me walking all the way around and wasting all this time. I hope it nets me some kills, and it did here, great. But 9 times out of 10, that's not going to work. That shouldn't have worked. That shouldn't have been a thing. So it looks like you're backing. Oh, but then you decided you're going to go back into your camps. Okay, I'm okay with that because I feel like you haven't done a camp in forever. So, going to do them. Okay. See what else happens here. Got to stay on your Q trail, man. Yeah, stay on your Q trail. It'll help you clear a lot faster. Yeah, and he took... Okay, hang on. Let me go back here. So your red is gone because you spent so much time bottom. Okay, so you're going to look to help here. Now, I want to... So again, okay. So there's some scenarios where... Okay, she has flash. The only way she wins, or not wins this, but the only way she survives, is if she uses her flash and she gets to the turret, and that's it. There's nothing you can do here, right? There's absolutely nothing you can do here. If you had your ult, maybe you could go on Sylas, but again, Sylas is a champion where looks are deceiving, right? All he has to do is W, and he's gonna be like 3/4 full HP, right? So I would not take this fight. We don't know where Urgot is. Let me turn this back on. We have no idea where Urgot is. Okay, not a clue. I think Cho'Gath issued some pings at some point. So I understand why you're pathing this way to maybe help save. But best case scenario is she burns her flash and you're there. But again, now you've wasted time. Like she could burn her flash and live without you being there, right? But it looks like you walked in. It looks like you walked in and you tried to interfere. So look, she's safe, right? She made it out. She made it out. Now you know Urgot for sure is there, right? You know he's right here, like right here. You just saw his ultimate, right? So now I'm wondering why. I guess Echo took those 2 turret shots, but maybe you were just tunneling here. I think you were. You're trying to get a Q down on Sylas. But look where Echo's about to ult. You're about to get chunked out, and I'm not sure if you're not paying attention because you spell shot too late. If you would have blocked it, would have been okay. But here now you just need to stop. Like what are we doing here? That's cool that you got Sylas's flash. Not sure how because there's no possible way you can do anything to him. Like you got lucky that you got his flash. But here there's no reason for you to be here anymore, right? You showed your support, and you both end up dying for it because she goes in to save you. Oh no. 3 of you end up dying. Okay, she doesn't die. So I don't know if you thought like, hey, Morg's on the way, like maybe we got this. But look how far away she is here, right? Like what do we get out of this, right? You've got to see the big like. And here's the thing: you could have been doing camps, and coming back and getting on the map, with your ult and stuff like that, right? Like, again, this is a big reason why electrocute, lethality, nocturne. Like, you're never gonna do anything to any of these champions outside of like Jen. So you got so because you so I would put this one fully on you because you decided to go back in and try and engage on Silas. Yeah, you got his flash. But Fiora, you have to remember the CeeLo people are just gonna monkey see monkey do even if it's the wrong play, and you end up getting Fiora killed as well. So that's something you can definitely. You've done that twice now actually. That fight where you got hooked here, you didn't die, but you end up wasting your flash for no reason because you re-engaged. And I'm not sure why. Okay, so you should be just clearing your top side. It's the only thing that's up. You skipped your red again. I'm not sure why. Always go secure your red and stuff first. Wait, why? Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, okay, okay, okay. Your red is up, right? If I go Fog of War. Wait. Um, wait, no, just turn it off. Sorry. Whoops. Your red is up. Okay. I'm not sure sometimes if this thing is like trolling me, the little indicator. So your red is up, and this is twice you've done that. Why are you not doing your red? I guess is my question. Why not? I'm okay with you do. Hey, I'm gonna do one camp and then I'm gonna look to gank, but let it be the red, not Krugs, right? Um, this this play here is kind of questionable because he's 2 levels higher than you, and you have lethality. Um, and Cho'Gath is not there, but it looks like you chunked him out some. Oh no, sorry, you got chunked out. I read that wrong. So yeah, this was yeah. Hopefully Cho'Gath like cleans it up. He does. Okay, so again, it comes back to being the first person to engage, right? In no situation, and you forced Cho'Gath to TP too, right? And there was really no reason for it. Um, with your build, like what are you gonna do against Urgot? When I said, oh, I thought maybe you chunked him out, I looked at the wrong health bar on accident. He chunks you out like instantly. Again, he's 2 levels higher than you, and you just have Prowler's Claw. Like what is the play here? And you burn your flash like right away too, I believe, and while having Prowler's Claw. So what's the purpose of having Prowler's Claw if you're just gonna burn flash right away, right? So let's just I want to slow it down just a little bit here. So you get right on him. Like right there, if you use Prowler's Claw, you'd get behind him and you could maybe fear him into the turret. But you flash to secure it. But he's in the process of jumping, so it doesn't really work out. And then you go behind him. Uh, yeah, that's just one of those things. Just wait for Cho'Gath, right? There's no way you can do anything against this guy. And Cho'Gath is way ahead. And yeah, luckily you end up going 1-for-1, but that's incredibly lucky, right? And again, your red is still up. So let's get you back on the map here. So you're looking for Drake, which isn't bad here. Again, let's look at vision though. Are you gonna sweep? Okay, you do sweep. That's good, at least. You have Cho'Gath with you. Fiora should be walking down. I'd be a little cautious. It looks like MF is coming. With Cho'Gath, it feels a little better because he should have R by the time you guys finish it. So here's a situation where yeah, your W does block Drake autos, right? This is a situation where I always keep it though if I know that it's likely to be contested. What's frustrating here is Fiora is not joining the fight. She needs those 2 CS apparently. You're getting teleported behind. Morgana is not in position, and at this point, I would probably just try and run. Um, your best bet would probably be to run this way, all 3 of you, and run at Urgot or just run up actually. And yeah, just dodge it because by the time Urgot TPs, yeah, and just run towards Morgana. That would be your best bet actually. Is if all three of you did that and Cho'Gath like ate the hook or something like that because he wouldn't get bursted down. So I'm curious to see what you guys do here. Okay, so you are being collapsed on. Cho'Gath used his CC. I hope you guys get off this thing. Oh boy. Okay, so you got hooked because you didn't have your W up. I would get off this thing. Cho'Gath is walking back in. Okay, so misfortune. So I know it's hard in the like in the heat of the battle here, right? To see like positioning again. Your Fiora has still not shown up, right? You should have surrendered this a while ago. Like just give it. It's fine. It is what it is, right? I get really upset when my teammates don't collapse either, but I don't think you're in any position to do that. Even with the Cho'Gath there, because Fiora's not coming with. So these two are already not in position. Now if she gets an ult off, like maybe she can chunk him out and scare him. But chances are you're probably dead here because you're very squishy. Uh, Urgot can chunk you out even further, and then if he wants to, he can just ult you, right? So let's see how this plays out. Yeah, I mean you just die instantly. Yeah, it's not even close. Nice ult by Misfortune, but they're all too tanky, so it just doesn't matter. And now Cho'Gath dies too. Fiora's gonna show up way too early. Yeah. So because you forced that Drake there, your two, you and your most fed teammate, wow, heal, got killed, and now the rest of your team is probably gonna die too. Because there's this weird infatuation and like really low elo, even as low as platinum. If my teammate dies, I need to fall in line right behind him and pretend like I wanted to save him. Do you get one? Oh, you get one. That's, I mean, I don't know what that was about. Oh boy. So all 5 of you end up dying, and you got 1 kill out of it. That's tough, right? But again, these things can be avoided if you just ping people off and say, "Hey, this is not a good idea. I don't see anybody." Again, okay. Let's. Okay. So I'm gonna ask you here. What do you see here? Uh, Again, Silas can heal. Echo has ult. Like Echo didn't have to ult anything. Well, maybe you're tilted or something like that. I'm not sure. But there's zero chance you kill these guys. And if you think that you're gonna save the turret, look at its HP, right? Um, yeah. This just looks like you're on tilt now, and now you're like your performance is suffering even more. And notice you haven't done a camp in like 5 minutes or so. Like if I had to time it, it's probably like 3 to 5 minutes. You haven't done a camp at all, right? You've just died like 3 or 4 times in a row or something like that. But yeah, this looks like you're just frustrated, and I get it, and those things happen. So, like there's no chance you will ever kill that Silas there, no matter what, right? He just W's and heals back up. Yeah. Okay, so if I'm you here now, I'm pretty behind. They're pretty fed now. You guys were up in gold for the most part of the first game. Cho'Gath took your red now. Morgana died again. You guys were ahead, but now you're way behind. 3K gold. So, not really sure what Nautilus is doing. He tried to TP and he ended up dying. Okay, I would just farm right now, man. And what stinks though is your build, it's just going to fall off even more. You're already at 20 minutes. And now that you're behind, you're just going to put yourself even further behind. Yeah, there's no need in chasing that. Let your teammates do that. That's fine. Cool. They got him. Wonderful. I wouldn't chase it either. Just get as much farm EXP. Here, I'm going to assume you're going to try and fight. Yeah, but there's really... I'm going to assume you're going to try and kill Jhin here, which isn't the worst because he has nobody to peel for him. And he has no summoners. I don't know if you know that or not. I can just see that, though. But we do have vision of Nautilus. So if you can't kill him right away, oof, yeah, this is kind of risk. I'm hoping you don't, considering Fiora is low and MF isn't even there yet. But we'll see what happens here. Okay, good. You don't. You don't engage. Because Cho is just dead too. Okay, that's really good that you don't engage. Oh, and then you decide to engage here. Oh, okay. Jin got chunked out. Uh, you know, oof. That's a tough one. I see Jin got chunked out. I think if you're gonna do it, you got to do it like now. Still rooted. Echo's pretty low. Has no ult. Maybe you ult in here, Q Echo 2, and start pathing up this way, and you might be able to get both of them, possibly, maybe, while Silas chases these two. But instead, you wait a little bit and allows to reposition. Oh, actually, you know, Silas goes a little further, but actually, yeah, but by that time, Nautilus is there. Okay, so this actually wasn't, this wasn't absolutely terrible. Um, I think if you did go like 1 to 2 seconds earlier though, you would have killed him, and you might have actually been able to follow up here, as Echo's retreating, and then this guy, like, yeah, he can stun you and stuff, but you guys should be able to put off enough damage to kill the Silas too, or at least chunk him out. So I think had you made that choice, like I'll show you when, because it's all about being patient when Nocturne's ult. I would say if you were to go right here. I would say if you were to go right here, while they're close enough to help you, while Echo's back far enough, uh, you blow them up pretty like instantly, I think. And then this guy, like Nautilus is like somewhere in here, so he's still a step or two behind. This guy isn't going to be able to kill you right away. He's not going to be engaged in the fight. I think if you did it like right there, but notice how that extra second, right, kind of costs you. But you do get a 450 gold shutdown, so not the end of the world, I suppose. Looking at gold, looking at items here. Yeah, you're really far behind. Your whole team is far behind gold. Your team ends up dying here. Oh man. Yeah, see, notice how bad things happen after you engage. Oh, you do get a shutdown. Um, After the engage happens though, because you're of when you're picking and choosing to engage, you're either going too soon or too late. There's this fine balance, and you'll learn more as you play. So now here, I would just honestly clear sideways the best you can, as safely as you can. Just get some EXP. It looks like that's what we're trying to do. There's 3 people there. I don't know what you're spell shielding. I would try and get in the lane by myself though. I would totally ignore dragon. Okay, see here. My guess is you're like, hey, Drake's up. We need to do something, but you're already chunked out. You have no vision at all, right? Outside of this ward that that was just dropped. There's really no reason. There's no reason for you to be over here at all. Um, Another thing too, blue trinket is your best friend with Nocturne. Once you hit level 9, just grab blue trinket so you can alleviate that, and you can see people on the back line when you want to ult them and they're not quite in range. So this one's looking like a tough one to really come back from. I obviously know that you lost it, and I can see here too. But now you're completely outscaled. Your build is not going to help you. It's going to be really really hard for somebody like Cho'Gath to carry. Uh, Silas is 8-0. Yeah. So no, just notice how all those things in the early game, you had an opportunity to prevent at the very least, I would say like 4, 5, 6 of your deaths. A lot of them came from re-engaging and things like that. And with your build too, you wouldn't be as squishy if you're going stride Sterix. You would have been ahead. You could have possibly snowballed with Cho'Gath. And really put this guy behind. He was like 0-3 at some point. Now he's 2-5. I know your bot lane was struggling, but you could have opened up top with Cho and maybe got them back on track. Um, there's a bunch of different things you could have. You would have been well ahead of the Echo for sure. And then I believe Fiora was even at one point, and so you could have played around her as well. Silas wasn't just dominating the lane. I don't think Silas had any kills either. So just those little things have really stacked up now at the 23-minute mark. I hope you're able to see that. I hope I'm explaining it clearly for you. So again, you walk in trying to force a dragon, trying to get people to go there, and you end up dying for nothing. And my guess is the rest of your team is probably going to die too, or at least one more. Yeah. So unfortunate. Let's see how else you play. Oh man, Shogath ended up dying too. That's brutal. So if I were them, I would just go Rush Baron. Because there's literally nothing you can do about it. They didn't. Well, you did get a pick. So okay, so a couple things here. So let me just back up really quick here, right before you ult in, so I can see what you're seeing here. Oops, that's my bad. I'm so sorry. So let me back up one more time. Okay, so this ult is okay-ish. It's kind of a Hail Mary, but look where Misfortune is. There's no possible way you kill this guy. Best case scenario is he is alone. Misfortune steps up and ults, which I mean obviously we saw. But again, you have to think of like what's my best case scenario here? Yeah, the ult's gonna go off for Morg, but am I strong enough to even do anything to him? And the answer is no. So you come in. I just want to look at the damage you do to him. You do laughable damage, right? And he's just tearing you up. And he has to, or excuse me, and you have to flash. Now, luckily the MF gets there and is able to ult for you, but you end up burning your flash for one kill, and it's like, is that worth it? Eh. When you're behind, yeah, I suppose like all kills can have value, but yeah, that was kind of a forced one. But at least you went 1 for 0, so okay. Your bot. Yeah. So another thing to your spell shield usage, just in general, you spell shield like proactively to absolutely nothing though, right? Like look here, like there's only really one thing you need to spell shield from Jhin, if you're if you're not able to dodge his ulti for whatever reason, and it's the W, right? I believe if I know Jhin spells, it's his W. Yeah, Deadly Flourish. Because it will slow you and it will root you if you've been in if you've walked on the little lotus thing or whatever it's called, the captive audience, lotus trap. Okay, so you're Wing just assuming he's about to do it. Well, this is something that you can see in the air and you can block it, right? I want to show you. Look, if you just press W right now, right? Because it has a cast time. There's no possible way you get hit, right? If you just press W right there, there's no way you get hit. Well, I'll go back to the frame. But if you press W, I'm going to slow it down again, just so you're aware. Press W right there, boom. You don't get hit, you can just walk away. He may try and ult you, but then you got a little bit of wiggle room to try and dodge. Not a lot, but you end up dying kind of for free here. Just kind of walking down. You could have walked this way and maybe try and caught that wave. So, oops. So not only are you, oh wow, you ended up killing. They ended up killing him. That's kind of funny. So not only are you, do you waste time by not doing camps and kind of wandering around, but you've died. You've died a lot, and obviously I know you know that. But no, those things stack up. So not only just the times that you're dead, but the times you're not doing anything. So if you think about 9 times, your death timers and stuff like that. You've already been off the map for 3 to 5 minutes or so, or however many, like 3 minutes, and then you add on another 2, 3, 4, 5 of you not farming anything at all. You might as well be off the map, right? It's not like you're getting Drakes out of this. You only got the early one, right? It's not like you're getting side CS or sideway CS or anything like that, right? Okay. And it becomes harder to do once you become behind, but there was really no reason for you to get this behind if you were to path more efficiently and not just kind of walk around and hope things are up and hope good things happen and use your ult better. I hope this all makes sense. I'll kind of wrap this up once I'm done. So I'm gonna assume you're looking to defend here. We know Silas is mid. So we know Silas is mid. We know their AD carry is bottom. So or excuse not bottom, but dead. So 3 could be here. This is a 4v3 that you, or excuse me, 5v3 that you 100% would win if you coordinate together. But again, you can't be the one to engage here, which it seems like you want to be the one to, because you don't do any damage, right? This build does nothing for you in this game. Let's see what you do. I'm curious. defend. So right here, just ult and kill this guy because you do have enough damage, and then you can just turn. You can try and fear Echo, and get him chunked out. Maybe he forces his ult. You may die here, but your team is in a position. Your whole team is in position to collapse on that before these two can even do anything. And Jen won't be there yet. So I'm hoping you ult right here. Please ult. Okay. Fiora killed. I'm hoping you ult right here. This should be a fight you guys win. I would probably ult Silas since he does not have a ult that brings him back to life or replenishes his HP. And he's got Cho'Gath ult too. So ult or go in. Ult or go in. Okay, so you're a little late. I mean, look where we are right here, right? Look where we are now. Nobody's really in position to help you anymore. Right? If we just go back a couple frames, so that's cool. She got him there, but like right here, boom, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, right on top of him. Yeah, Nautilus is coming, but by the time he gets there, you will have gotten your fear off, and hopefully all the damage is ticking off on Silas, and he's dead. But again, the timing on your ult seems to be something you really need to work on. Win this. Oops. And see, look, you get okay, great. I don't even think you needed to die. You're gonna be walking into Jin at some point. Speed this up. Maybe you guys get him. Maybe you don't. You do not get him. All right. This is another thing too in bronze. People just chase, chase, chase. Oh man, he went the wrong way. All right. That might have been a small Baron angle with Cho'Gath, but I mean it probably would have been risky. So. Oops. Oh wow. Hang on. So the Jin inted. You should be helping Misfortune here. You guys have no damage. You have to stand in front of that for her. Oh man. Yeah, that's brutal. Fortunately, you guys have no damage. Oh, like I'm. Oh wow. So that's good here. Misfortune flash to try and get the kill. Oh man, that's brutal. So right here is a situation where you got to know that neither one of between the two of you, you can't kill her. You cannot kill him on his own or on your own. Even though he's 2 and 7, he's too beefy for you guys, and you guys are way too behind. So right here should just be fear and get the hell here. And right here you should be use your Prowler's Claw in a weird way. You should be just stepping in front so she doesn't take the execute from that. Cho'Gath shows up, but I mean, what does it do? You guys got splash out of it. Not really worth it. And you guys chase for a second. Okay, then you back. All right. So here, just go back to farming, right? Wow, you guys chased, and Fiora ended up dying for it. This up, and I'm guessing the game basically, yeah, the game's pretty much over. So I'm not sure if I need to really do much else because it looks like they're gonna get Drake Soul. Oh, here, hang on a second. Looks like you're gonna force again, and you end up dying first again. So that's another thing too. You've died first so many times in these fights. Let me see. Like they're gonna be contesting that, right? And the strongest person on your team is Cho and Fiora. And they're not there at all. And there's a TP coming in. You can see you have vision of that. There's again blue trinket will save you here. Blue trinket will save you here. You can just trinket one of those and you'll be fine. But instead, you're walking up. If you really feel like you need to walk up, just Q. Use your Q. And if you if you see anybody and if you hit anybody, you'll have an indicator, right? It's even easier with lethal tempo. You'll proc lethal tempo and you'll know, oh, somebody's in the bush, right? But yeah, so you end up walking up and you just die, right? And you burn your flash. You go one I have a feeling this is. Oh, yeah. Misfortune just died. Oh, never mind. I thought maybe it was gonna end okay, but yeah. Fiora is still not in the fight. Now we're chasing. You guys can actually do this with Cho'Gath R. If Morgana shows up, this is actually doable. Yeah, but you put your team in a weird. We have no idea where Echo is yet. I'm assuming he just went to the pit. Alright, so you guys just all die here, it looks like. Yeah. Okay. It looks like you're going Sterox now. Your jungle. Wouldn't even try to mess with your jungle. Yep, look for a kill top. Cool, you didn't waste ult. That's good. Baron ping is kind of questionable. Well, it looks like that was from them. I mean, if I was here, I would say this actually isn't the worst fight in the world. So, I mean, it's a 5v4. You have numbers. You want to take them. More Gi's already been used. Kind of scary. Okay, let's see how you guys defend. You just farm. There's not much you can do. Ace just did for. What can you? So here's my problem again with your build. Oops, sorry. Forgive me. So here's my problem with the build. And then you're going into a defensive item, and you're right, who's very squishy. You're not strong enough to kill him. So look at the damage you do. You totally whiff your Q. You have to Prowler's Claw to get back. You miss Gale Force, and he can just kill you, right? Like, yeah, you might. And he just gets away. There's nothing you can do. Misfortune is gonna chase, kind of silly. You carry, right? Yeah, you missed your Q. That would have helped and stuff like that. But I mean, there's nothing you can do about Baron anyway. I mean, one has, yeah, obvious, right? You died way too many times, right? Obviously, but I really, really want to go back to like um so like right here, let's just go through the highlights of things that I guarantee if you do these little things you will vastly improve. So first things first, stop using your W1 camps that are not Baron, Drake, and Rift Herald, okay? Do not use it. You'll just burn through your mana. Okay, you'll just burn through your mana. I like how it's like going through all this stuff. That's funny. So that's first and foremost. In terms of camps and stuff, stay on your Q trail while it's active. Okay, so you get the AD and you clear your camps faster. Okay. And then here. Okay, Echo didn't contest here, but he showed earlier. Let me see back where it was, where he showed. Right here. Okay, he shows right here. He has blue. If you look at his CS, he's done 3 camps. So he's done 1, 2, 3 camps. Okay, and then wow, that's crazy. So he did 3 camps. And actually, let's just turn all the fog on just so we can see everything. Oops, that's crazy. He did skip those. I wasn't sure if he did earlier. Okay, so he did those 3 camps, and then he looked to gank. Knowing this information, if you press tab, cool. He's done 3 camps. You should know 100% that these camps are all down. 100%. There might be some weird world where he goes 1, 2, 3, but it's not worth you checking and wasting time. So if we just look at how much time you waste here and how much it adds up. Right here, you can't there. He was just bot side. You should be pinging saying, hey, he's at Scuttle, right? This is information. I don't even think you ping anything, right? You hit that, you give up your position, and then you go check to see, hey, is this up? Or is he at it? No, he's not. Okay, so you've wasted time there. Okay, again, 5 to 10 seconds, and you have to back and all that stuff. So, I think um, as long as you use the free information that you're given by when somebody shows on the map, especially early, um, that'll help you save some time. Here, again, like what can you what are we doing here, right? Your misfortune is dead. You're skipping camps, right? You should know that he's here. Somebody was pinging. Who pinged? You did. You pinged to be careful. Okay, so why do you need to walk down there? Just do your camps, right? There's no possible way you can contest anything here, right? And you burn your flash for this. So stop skipping your camps. Don't use your W on camp. Stay on your Q trail and use free information for you. I think those are four like those are little things. It'll save you some mana. It'll make you clear faster, and you'll be more efficient with your time. And you'll farm you will farm more. I feel like that will help you a lot. Um, maybe I'll have to see another game. Uh, in terms of macro, it looks like you're very objective oriented. However, in a game where you're behind, you just have to learn to give up some drakes. You got the first one, which was cool. It wasn't a bad parting gift for you kind of wasting time bottom. But then you tried to force the others and you just died. And then I guess the fifth pointer I'll give you is to know when to use your ult. Use it really early on this death right here. Right? Use it way too early. Right? Use it way too early here because nobody's in position to help you anymore, right? Morgana's no longer there. He hasn't engaged. He hasn't used anything yet. Like if he has flash, you're in trouble, and he does have flash, right? So you end up dying. Yeah, you go 1 for 1, but again, it's not worth it. Okay, and then in some earlier fights, you just ult in, and like Cho'Gath isn't even there, right? Oh wait, this is not the same fight. Sorry, this is you guys killing. Sorry, uh, but you know what I'm talking about. There was a fight where you just ulted in, and and Cho'Gath wasn't even there, and you ended up just killing yourself. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, right here, right? So just hang on to your ult. Wait until gauges Nocturne, unless it's like you by yourself, he's around. Unless you'll kill them in a couple seconds, do not be the first one in. Let the enemy use their spells. Let the enemy burn through their stuff. Then you can ult in, because then they have nothing. If they have nothing, and you just ult in, they're so screwed, right? So yeah, those would be my tidbits. I hope this helped, and I hope I wasn't harsh. I'm just trying to be direct in what I see. There's probably some other little things that I missed. I'm sure that other people can comment on when I upload this, but those seem to be some pretty like major and egregious things. So thanks for sharing your video with me. I had a lot of fun doing this. It allows me to kind of piece together like how I like to approach the game too, because until you I do a lot of things kind of just like naturally because I've been playing the game since season 1. But when I have to explain my thought process and stuff like that, it helps me as well. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate that. So hope you got something out of this, and yeah, thank you for sharing.